Hey YouTube, Hickory Stick back with you. So I know it's been a little while since we've done a video. If you're watching this now, it's probably been, almost a year since I've done a video. Been pretty busy, but I have not been out of shooting altogether. I've been doing a bunch of shooting with the new 260. I know I've only got like one video out on it, but I am going to rectify that today. So I wanted this to be a hunting gun, so I've only been doing hunting loads. And hunting loads have been hard to come by. Hunting bullets, at least, have been hard to come by this year with all the craziness that's going on with the Ronas and the election and all of that, and then hunting season on top of it and the shutdowns. I'm sure you all know hunting bullets have been hard to find this fall. I can get a lot of target ammo for the 6.5, but I can't get much hunting ammo. But I have managed to piece together some. I got some Sierra Game Kings. I got some Accubon long ranges. I've got 3 different Hornady SSTs, 129 grain, 123 grain, and 140 grain. And then I've got some interlocks that I actually have not even tried yet, and I haven't tried the 123 grain SSTs either. I've been stuck on these 140 grain SSTs, and the reason I've been stuck on those is the gun seems to like them. Seems to like them a lot. So I'm going to show you this last target that I did here. This was my last target that I made and that I shot. Yeah, you can see that all. Yeah. This was the best group I've seen out of the gun. .463. Now, I wrote this average velocity down wrong. It's 2441, not 2461. So it's a little slow. All you speed freaks out there, I know you're going to say that's slow, but the gun seems to like it. However, that I want to build on. And this powder I want to build on. This was with Reloader 17, 39.5 grains of Reloader 17. So I wanted to try to pick that velocity up a little bit. For this loads, I've got 3 different powders, one of which will be a rehash of Reloader 17, but we're going to try to pick the velocity up. Then I've got IMR 4955, and I've got Reloader 19. Now the Reloader 17, 39.5 grains was what got me such a good group last time. So we're going to go up to 39.7 grains, 39.9 grains, and 40.1 grains. Now, our cartridge length, Hornady calls for a 2.775 inch cartridge overall length or to the tip. That to me, for me, with what I have my brass trimmed to, I don't remember my exact trim that I did on this brass. They're not trimmed down to trim length. They are all trimmed even, but they're trimmed a little bit longer than trim length. But the Hornady 2.775 cartridge overall length worked fine for me. It actually put right center of cantilever on the bullet, and that came out to a 2.153 ogive length. So that's what I've been setting them all to. I've already got my stuff set up. I got all my powder weighed and put in. I've even got some of the bullets loaded. Now, the other powders that we're going to try is IMR 4955. We're going to do 42.2 grains, 42.4, and 42.8 grains of it. The reason why I'm going in 2 grain, 0.2 grain, and 0.4 grain increments on that is that the IMR 4955, there is no load data for it on these 140 grain SSTs. I went to Hodgkin's website and found some 143 grain, some similar 143 grain bullets. I took that load data, backed off a little bit. This should be safe, but we're going to have to work up. So this is actually like a grain below the starting charge of a 143 grain. So it's probably going to be a little pop gun round, but we're going to have to work up from there. Now, Reloader 19, there is data for it. I grabbed kind of the mid-range data. I didn't grab the low-end data because I have tried low-end data with this gun. This gun obviously is very forgiving for chamber size, very forgiving on my brass, so I kind of grabbed the mid-range data. We're going to do 42.0, 43.0, and 43.5 grains of powder in the Reloader 19. None of these are compressed loads. I was actually trying to creep up to a compressed load in Reloader 17, but I don't think I'm going to get there. There is a lot of case capacity left on the Reloader 17. The one that I may be able to get to it with is Reloader 19. It's considerably more bulky, and I'm getting pretty close to maybe having a compressed load. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to get the rest of these seated and crimped. I have been putting a crimp on all of my hunting loads using the Lee Factory crimp die, so that when they're banging around my pocket, they make sure they're not going to move. Unless I run anything interesting while I'm out there, we'll see y'all on the range.
All right, we are at the range, and since the last time I actually made a video, why yes I have upgraded some. I have built a nice solid bench here. I've got the little fan that I hook up to my golf cart so that I can cool my barrels as I'm sitting there. I was going to buy a chamber chiller, but I thought, you know what, a fan would do just as good, so I bought a $10 fan from AutoZone and hooked it up inside my golf cart. So I've got a nice bench here, got some nice bags, some Protector brand bags. I actually got them for my birthday, and a nice Caldwell front rest. On to the shooting. We're going to be shooting the 140 grain SSTs. Let me go turn on the chrono and get it set up. Hey buddy, Mama said you was coming to shoot. Mama said you were coming to shoot? Okay. So I ran off from the house and left my magazine at the house for this gun, but it's fine. It's not a critical error. I can shoot without it. There we go. Chrono's connected. Let's check it out. All right, I'll tell you what we're gonna do, buddy.
Oh, you're not recording?
Yeah, I'm recording.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, tell you what we're gonna do. Don't stick your gun barrel in the dirt. But what we'll do is I'm gonna shoot a group with my rifle, and then while I'm waiting on my barrel to cool, we'll work on yours.
Well, you can shoot while I'm gone.
Okay. .2483. No pressure signs. I tell you what, I like these Remington 9.5 primers, and I hate that they're now discontinued since Remington is defunct, but maybe Vista Group, I think is who bought Remington Ammo Corp. Maybe they'll continue making them. Man, up until that shot right there, the standard deviation was 4.7. So I hate that, but it is what it is. Barrel's getting warm, getting warmed up. It's not hot by any means. Yeah, no pressure. I'm seeing no pressure signs on these. I'm gonna be able to push this pretty good. Nope, a little over 25. Still no pressure signs. Have any primer flattening. No damage to the case case head. Only 2,500 feet per second though. All right, let's get back to it. Had to assist my son with his pellet gun he got for Christmas. No pressure signs on that, which was expected. Interesting point of impact shift here. These were shooting slightly low and to the right. These are shooting slightly low and to the left. Not a bad looking group. Well, that one flew way off, and that was a good shot too. I know that was a good shot. Yeah. I don't know what was up with that one shot, but that was a good group. With the exception of that one round, that's a good group. This gun likes the mid 2400 range with these bullets. Every powder that I have tried with these bullets and have shot in the mid 2400 feet per second range, this gun has shot fantastic groups with them. Above that range, it doesn't seem to like them. I am not a speed demon. I'm more interested in the accuracy part of it, not as much in the extreme velocity part. So it doesn't bother me, but I know I've made some posts about it on some of the forums and some of the Facebook pages, and even on Discord. I'm a member of Johnny's Reloading Bench on Discord, and most of the guys seem to balk at the lower velocity. You know what? It's not hurting my feelings because of the accuracy that I'm getting. Not a bad group. No pressure sign. I need to turn the light on the chrono. Vertical stringing going on in that group. All right, so not a bad target overall. Had two pretty bad groups. This group had some kind of vertical stringing, and I'm not sure why, but it did. This one had some horizontal with this one flyer down here. That was kind of odd, I thought, because I don't usually get that out of that gun. And I don't know. I don't really have an explanation for those two. But we had the one flyer on this group. Man, this was going to be a good group. It would have been it was .649 these other four went into, and we had this one odd flyer. The shot felt good. It didn't feel off. I'm certain that I didn't pull it. So I'm not really sure what happened on that one. Maybe I boogered the bullet up somehow when I was seating it. Maybe I boogered it up when I was loading it into the gun, chambering it. I don't know. I'm not sure what happened. I'm confident to say that it was not me pulling off. I think it was just a legitimate flyer. With these groups up here, with the Reloader 17, so going up, the groups do open up a little bit, but it's interesting that they opened up a little up to this point, and then they started going back down. So we had a little bit smaller group here. And this group right here was our best velocity group with the Reloader 17. This was 2515 with our best standard deviation of the day of 11.35. That's a pretty good group. I mean, I'll take that. I would like to push a little hotter. I'm going to try a little bit hotter with Reloader 17. All our brass, of course, was perfect on here. No pressure signs whatsoever with any of these loads. The IMR 4955 wasn't that impressive. I mean, we had some decent groups. This is a .7, I mean, which is smaller than our best Reloader 17 group of this day. .7, we could try to go a little higher, but the fact of business is the IMR 4955, the velocities wasn't really there. And now, like I said, we got no signs of pressure, so of course we can go higher with this. But a .7 group, but the thing about it was it had a 24.75 standard deviation. As a matter of fact, all the standard deviations were terrible with this IMR 4955. I mean, the best one was a 17.8. So that's pretty bad for standard deviation. So I don't know. I may piddle with this some more. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that.
However, Reloader 19, I like the results that I'm starting to see over here. Obviously, I mean, we got two bad groups right here. Too low. I mean, 2385 average and a 2476 average. This was 2546 average, so obviously the Reloader 19, it liked that a little better on the little hotter side. Plenty of room to go on that powder. This was a mid-range load. We can go hotter with that and get a little better on the velocity, hopefully. I'd like to see about the 26, maybe 2,700 feet per second range, hopefully, if we can get that high without getting any pressure. This right here has 16.46 standard deviation. I know these two for certain. The camera cut off when my range camera battery died, so y'all didn't get to see these shot, but this had a 16.46 with a 2546 feet per second average. So that's pretty good. I mean, I'll take that all day. That's a 140 grain bullet at mid 2,500 feet per second going into a 0.6 inch hole. So, I mean, I'll take that all day long. I mean, this gun has been a good one to me. I know I've only got like one video, to this point, I've only got one other video out. I kind of took a hiatus from making videos on it because with the results I was getting, I wasn't happy with. I wasn't happy with my shooting. I wasn't happy with my setup. So I kind of took a hiatus and revamped my shooting area, revamped my range, revamped my setup, got the new bags and everything, got that all set up nice, and just kind of rethought my shooting. I did a lot of practice with this gun. I put quite a few rounds through this 260 off camera, so I did a lot of practice with it and just kind of learning the gun and kind of got proficient with it. My shooting has greatly improved. That, in my opinion, that's why I say that I can confidently say that this flyer wasn't me. I feel like it was the gun. So I think that taking a little hiatus from it and doing some things off camera and changes to things up has drastically helped my shooting, and it will help the content on the channel to be more reliable, because I know that's what everybody comes here for. When you come looking at YouTube on reloading channels, you're coming to look and see what the person's loading, see what their results are getting. And if they're not good enough with what they're doing to give reliable results, then the information is garbage. So I feel like now that I've got some improvements made, that now I can give you much more reliable data than what I had. So anyway, I'm going to keep playing with Reloader 17 and 19. I don't know if we're going to do 49.55 or not. I've got to get some more of these 140 grain bullets, but we've got some 123 grainers and we've got some 129 grainers to try. So we're going to go with that, but we're going to keep playing with these two powders just as soon as I find some more bullets. So look for 129 grain next. We'll see what those do. But until then, y'all have a good one.